All right, so we are done now, and you can see what we got for each facing. So you can see how I ironed and gave it a good press, so the facing is relaxing, as you can see. So I also did the same for the back, for the other side of the front. So you can see the neckline is ready. So this is the point at which you are going to place your appliques. Okay, so whatever appliques you feel like using to hold on to this, if you want to use the one we have on the thumbnail, you can make use of it. Okay, some people call it Chinese button, so you can go to the appliques shop and get a Chinese button for yourself. But for the purpose of this tutorial, for now I don't have any appliques for it, but then once you make up your mind, you can get a good appliques. So now I have the front, and this is my back. So you can see the back. This is the facing for the back. I've ironed, top stitch, and give it a good press. So I simply lay them together. Can you see? So I'm picking one to show you how I'm going to sew them together. So this is one of it. This is one of it. You can see all my seams are laying on the part of the, as you can see, of the facing. So I'll just pin now. I'll go ahead and push in my pin on the seam lines, pushing my pin on the seam lines, so they match up together nice and good. So I'll just secure my facing in a way I can sew right on top of it. So we'll be going to the machine now. I'll use this one part to show you how I'm going to sew the other part. So let's go and practicalize this right now. So I'll keep pinning till I get to that point I notched. Remember, I notched on this part. That is where I'm going to stop my sewing. Then I will leave that part open. Okay, once I sew from the beginning of the facing to that point I notched, I will skip and I'll start sewing again. This part will be open for the sleeve. So like I said, you can make this part bigger. It all depends on you. You can make it as long as you wish, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I just use 6. You can also do 8. So I'll start pinning like this once again on this other part. This is the part that is going to go down. So as we go to the machine now, we are going to close up from the facing to the hem. Okay, from the facing to the hem, and I'll repeat the same process for the other. Then we'll go ahead and weave the edges of both the facing and everything, and we are done with this dress. So let's go and sew now. All right, people, so it's high time for us to start sewing. Okay, so this is the neckline we want to sew right now on, but because I have my facing this way, I will not want to sew this way. So I've decided to sew from the part I told you I pinned, so I'll be able to, you know, lay this flat as I sew. So this is my pin and this is my sleeve, as you can see. So I just start off sewing at 0.5. So I'm dropping my presser foot at 0.5. So make sure you have it at 0.5, and there I have it. So I'll start sewing now. I'll first back stitch, and I'm sewing right on top of my pins. So I'm sewing right on top of my pins, and I'm sewing down to where I have my facing. Okay, so this is my facing. So you can see the facing is facing the seam line for the top stitch is facing the facing. So that is why I decided to sew that way. So I'll just sew off and I'll back stitch at that point. so I'm going to take off my pins, and if you wish you can also open up the seams and give it a good press before you serge, and if you wish you can just go ahead and serge. In fact, I'm going to open it up, not even if I wish. I'll open it up because I have a facing right there, and for you to achieve the laying of this facing, you need to open and press. So I'll just press it down off camera, and this is how it lays for you for your both necklines. So this process will be repeated on the other part. So now I want to sew. This is the sleeve now where you pass your arm. So I'm going to sew the end of this now. So to sew this, I'll start from the end to sew, okay, right on top of my pins. I'm going to sew at 0.5 as well. I'll back stitch. I'll keep sewing at 0.5. So I'm going to sew down now, as you see right away. So I'll sew to the end and I'll back stitch. So I'm going to repeat this same process I did for the right side of this dress. I'm going to repeat it for the left hand side, and we are done with this dress. Okay, so I'll give a good press now. Open up these seams and press it down so my facing lays for me perfectly. All right, so right now I'm done with the neckline. So you can see the neckline is set. So like I earlier said, I don't have any appliques for now. So this tutorial is just to show you, but at the end of the tutorial I will get an appliques for the center front. Okay, so whichever appliques you choose to close up your center front. So the applique is going to be right here as you saw on the thumbnail, okay, and the rest of here is going to be open. So now this is what I got. This is the sleeve opening, but I want you to note that the sleeve opening measurement we have here is at 6 inches will not be enough at all. Okay, so I just because I thought it was on the ankle. Okay, so I was thinking it's the usual ankle measurement. That was why I did 4 inches initially. So the bicep, this is the position of the bicep, as you can see. So this position of the bicep can never be 6 inches for freeness. Okay, your bicep measurement, if it's 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, you need to add about 3 more inches, so you have ease at that point to put in both your elbow and your biceps. Okay, so please, when you are taking these parts measurement, okay, I will advise you to redraft, and once you get to this point you want it to open, instead of adding 6 inches, please, you can make it 10 or 11 inches opening. You can see that. So from here, 10 or 11 inches opening. That is for, in fact, it can work for everybody, provided it's well open where you can pass your arm. Okay, so if you're on the slim side, 6 inches, on the big side 11 inches is okay. So from this point you can connect on a straight line, just like we did right here. So the only alteration we are making here is on the opening of the sleeve. Okay, if not, every process is the same. So I'll just go ahead now, assuming this is my 10 inches instead of 6 inches opening. I'll just go and hem it. I'll run my stitches and hem it, so my hand will pass through here. So I'll be placing this on the dress form for you now to see how it fits. So because 6 inches is a little bit tight for this dress, I'll just open up here and place it on the dress form so you can see how it fits. Okay, all right, lovely people, so this is the final outlook of our kaftan dress. So you can see the neckline right here. You can see it's neatly finished inside and outside. So right here you are seeing the part I told you about that looks like the drop shoulder. So once you put it on you, it takes the shape of the arm automatically. Okay, so from there it takes the shape. So this is the opening I was just emphasizing. So you have to ensure you have your opening very wide. Actually at this point I have to open up a little more. Okay, like I told you, instead of 6 inches I did a little more at 10 inches. So this is the part that you are going to pass your arm. Okay, so you, like I said, you need to actually open up so your arm can pass. Can you see? So your arm is going to pass more than the 6 inches we took. So you have to expand that part at least 10 inches so you can freely pass your arm. Okay, because this opening is from the bicep and the bicep is the larger part of the arm. So if it's to be at the ankle, if this opening is to be at the ankle, then 4 inches or 6 inches can work. But since it's at the biceps, you need it wide so you can pass the larger part of your arm. Okay, so once you put this dress on, you automatically have the drop shoulder part. Okay, so it lays flat and nice for you. So now you can see the slash and spread we had has given us a little flay on this part. So you can see if you need it flayed out, you can expand it to have your flay. But if you need it straight, you can cut without slashing and spreading. So like I said, the center part, as you can see, is going to be open. You wear something inside that part, as you can see. So that is that, people, and that is how to go about the drop shoulder dress. So you can now go ahead and hem. Okay, you can go ahead and hem. So this style is actually a very beautiful style. So that is how we come to the end of this tutorial. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comments on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming and see you in the next one. Bye.